What can I do for you, friend? Well, shoot. You won't believe this one, but you should. So this wanderer comes up to visit me at my heliocopter, right? They're decked out with guns, but they walk up and ask for stew and a story. I'm thinking they'll get tired, wander off, and take my story somewhere else like all the rest. But they don't. They listen to all, and I think to myself, this mutter actually wants to hear these. Huh? Where was I? Oh, yeah. And I think to myself, this mutter actually wants to hear. Reminds me of my ma, tell you the truth, the way I'd listen to her. And the way my boy Brap, that wanderer, reminded me of family. And that's the most important thing, ain't it? So, ain't too long after that, my boy Brabus comes back in person, first time in years, with a... I knew a good thing when I saw it. I didn't say nothing. Just welcomed the boy back like nothing had changed. Family's the most important thing we got in this world. Sure can. I ever tell you how the world fell in the first place? It started in them wards, see? Secret military-industrial complexes and whatnot. That's where they made all their weapons and did their experiments. Now, the root weren't meant to reproduce, see? They was built as a weapon, but then they done breeded and got out. And well, we all know what happened after that. Only reason the root stopped was 'cause the Wanderer, well, he flamethrower-sized their queen, see? Over in that tower on the atoll, so's they couldn't breed no more. Now, listen. You might hear Ford tell you something different, but you look at the two of us and ask which has obviously been around longer. Which of us is most like to have been there, huh? You ask yourself that, and then you just look my way, 'cause that's who it is. Let me see here. I've been telling tales about the Ford family for years. I tell you, nothing about them surprises me no more. Like old Commander Ford, one who used to run this here ward, she was the youngest of the family. She's the one what brought most of this town together. They say she's dead and buried, but they don't know the truth of it. See, the old Commander were the youngest, but she ain't the last. Old Ford, her grandpa, is still kicking here in town. Crazy old man went and fought the Deadwood head-on and lived. Her grandmother was half Root herself. Folks used to call her the Root Mother. And oh, she were a twisted one, let me tell you. The thing about the Fords is, they can't die. Not a single damn one of them. I mean, look, they all thought old Ford had died long ago, and there he is, plain as day. I don't care what anyone says. I swear to you on my unborn brother's life, the other Fords are still out there somewhere, too. You'll like this one. Back when the Earth fell, a dragon. It started in them wards, see? Your eyes only. And just like those tales, it took a... Right, I was saying, and just like those tales, it took a what now? It took a night to slay this dragon. Oh, but the dragon was crafty, all right. He knew the night needed... Yep, the dragon took the form of a talking tree and told the night if they wanted to slay a cyclops, a living statue, what do you call them? Golem. Well, the night, so when the dragon finally did reveal itself, it was too strong for the night, and it took him, body and mind. You won't believe this one, but you should. Ain't no one on this planet more beautiful or dangerous. She rules an old swamp about 100 miles off in, that direction. Folks say if you climb one of these here towers on a clear night, you can see the swamp lights up. But them ain't no ordinary swamp lights. And she ain't no ordinary queen. She don't lead, the Moth Queen. Draws her folk to her like a... Anyway, she captures folks with her beauty and her mothy pulchrituditude. And she never lets them go. If you head off that way, keep your wits about you. You won't believe this one. I do miss the days when you could find the stuff the old world used to make. Canned food. Oh, found this old can of what's-it once. As in, we literally did not know what finding that was like all our birth. That can must have been 100 years old, banged up and bloated. Could have been anything in there. So, well, I ain't one to back down from something stupid. So, woohoo, damn stuff hissed and fizzled. I chugged the whole damn thing. The thick goop tasted like scented. I nearly puked with each swallow, but we're gonna give them. When I threw the can aside, the boys cheered. I opened mine. Ha, they stayed that way for... Here, right, good listen, Tater friend. Tell you what, though, I'm a little... I got just the cure. Take this and check back with me later. I'm sure I'll... You came to... Let me ever tell you about the time I killed 3... So, I lived up in this old, Heliochapataka or whatchahoozits, great sniper's nest. Left one night, I wake up to a rustling and a howling. No, I'm awake. But one night, I wake up to a rustling and a howling, right? I look outside, and there's deadwood all around the place. Oh, but they don't stop coming. And I'm thinking, this is finally it. But then, I see tucked away by... So, I squint my good eye and pray to Kennedy, Jeebus, and Cash. And I squeeze the trigger, and my bullet, it scrapes the pipe. And boom! Whole damn horn goes up in flames. Not a single one of them left. Let me see. You want to know the truth about young Bo over there? To start off with, the boy ain't all that young. I mean, sure, he ain't nothing to old Mudtooth, but why is that? Well, I'll tell you. Bo Ward, he made a deal with the Wanderer. Don't believe me? It was Bo who met the Wanderer at old Ward 10 and 3. And it was Bo who took him over to that Ward goose egg, the one where the root... He won't admit it, but it was Bo what rescued Clementine and shut the door on the dead wood for the boys more than he tells, and a good deal more than he knows. Why else would folks around here put him in charge of everything? Ho, 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 ho! Here's a good... You heard about the old wards, right? Hell, you should have. You're on top of one. The wards were where the root were born. Government experiments, you understand. Well, the oldest one, Ward Goose Egg it's called, was where it all started. And that's where it was worst, see? So this mad scientist by the name of... Let me see now, what was his name? Leto was his name. He says there's only one way we can stop what we made and save the world. So, he flies his heliopopper. They flew back in those days, see, that's what they were built for. And he looks down at the ward where the root are pouring. He says, blow that sucker up. And boy, they did. Blew the whole damn thing. Didn't stop the root, though. I mean, obviously. You'll like this one. You met my boy Brabus yet? He's a handful, that one. Got into a scrap when he was 5, he did. Knocked down a boy had to be, twice his age. And 3 to 6 times his height, at least. Well, that boy's pa didn't take it none too well. And this paw, phew, like a pair of fists with leg bones. Of course, No, I'm awake. That boy's paw wanted to take some skin out of me for it. Now, I ain't proud of what I did next, but oh, who am I kidding? I wouldn't be telling you if I weren't proud, now would I? But, like I taught Brabus, say as I do as I say. And anyways, I couldn't back down from a fight, not in front of the crazy eight. Come to think of it, that's probably how Brabus got the way he is. Anyway, I fight the man. He could have crushed my head between market and roast beef, but I aimed to win. I pointed at nothing at all behind him, then smooshed a scoop of mud straight into his mouth. And that, friend, is the true story of how I got the name Mudtooth. This one's, 100% true. You ever wonder what the world was like afore the Deadwood? The world was filled with people. I'm talking millions, maybe even bazillions. Why, you couldn't sneeze without snotting someone in the face. Now, these folks weren't like us nowadays. They had so much food that they would eat for fun. They'd get together to eat the extra meat. They had spare ribs, called it a barbecue. They were immune to all kinds of disease. And the world was run by, let's see here, what was it now? Presidentures, yeah, that's it. On account of the ceremonial wooden teeth. Whole damn world was ruled by the presidentures of the United... It was a better time then. Folks resolved their differences by coming together, listening to each other's problems and trying to solve them together. Oh, I guess that's what young Bo's trying to do with this place, ain't he? He ain't done half bad so far, neither. I reckon you gotta go through the bad to get to the good again. It's always there waiting if... You bet your apple I can, but these ain't just stories, stranger. They're objective retellings of legitimate occurrences what you wouldn't believe. Now, where to start? So, I gotten separated from the Crazy Eight, my gang. We've been chased by these big old Deadwood, taller than a man with 10 times as many pointy bits. Whew, nasty fellers. The others, they holed up in this old scrap building and slammed the door, left me for dead. There was no way in, but there were these old pipes underground. Sewage, judging by the stink. But I wasn't gonna stay out there with Deadwood creeping around, so I held my breath and crawled through what must have been half a mile. I come busting out of the pipes and right into the middle of the Crazy Eight. They were holding me a funeral. I stand up, covered in mud and God knows what else, and just smile at them. And that, friend, is where I got the name Mudtooth. Let me see here. Ho-ho! It's about the time my own damn son left me to die. Oh, don't worry, I'm still here, ain't I? Or he went to get some grub for us or whatever, I don't know. Point is, I was alone in the darkened woods with nothing but my rifle. We was on our way from the city to our new home in the ward here, carrying all my earthly possessions and all that, and Brabus, I was attacked. 20, no, 50 Deadwood come crashing through the trees. We thought they was all dead and gone, but they were just a-waiting for old Mudtooth to leave his helio chopper. Now, I may be an old mudder, but I ain't no pushover. I blasted them down, left and right, laughing all the time. Oh, I was winning until something snuck up on me and I don't mind telling you, I thought I was done for. Then a growl. We fought the rest off together, that dog and I thought to myself, now there's a mutter what's got some teeth. Turns out he just wanted some of my stew. You bet your apple I can. But these ain't just stories, stranger. They're You met my boy Brabus? Got into a... Well, that boy... But, come to think... Anyway, I pulled... and... Quite a... Sip. Only 3 reasons why folk town, you call it. Nah. He told me about this place. Well, he's over yonder. That's so? Huh. Right. Listen, you sure... Huh. You know, I'm always here to answer. Careful. I'm always here... You're not the first... Be sure to come back for some stew. Howdy! You're not the... Come round again sometime here.
If you... Take care now, traveler.
Barrel.
Is I, Anomaly. You have done well. Clementine's trust is well-founded. Twice the corruption infected the system. Containment was the most efficient response. Preserve the irregularity for later inquiry. But it festered, grew beyond my sight, and corrupted the core. Even so, it might yet have been contained, had the destroyer not eliminated this realm's guardian. The labyrinth became unprotected, and my resources stretched thin. With the destroyer as conduit, the corruption spread unchecked from the core to countless realms. I purged the labyrinth. I expunged realm after realm, seeking to restrain the rot. All efforts failed. The system was beyond repair. I was too late. Now, a solution has been revealed. Not to me. To an anomaly. Perhaps that was the intended design. A fail-safe in case of my own corruption. The index.
And how does this help us, exactly?
With the index, 2 new probabilities emerge.
Oh, that's good, right?
Well, the first probability is that the root wins, so yeah.
The corruption is everywhere, but it originates from a single source, a single realm. The labyrinth holds all doors and infinite possibilities. When the corruption spread, the door to their realm was closed, even to me. With the index, I can subvert their defenses. From here, it is
That means we'll kill
possible
them,
to
right?
purge the corruption.
All of them this time. For good. Long journey, eh? The wars will be safe. Everyone, everywhere. For good. No. Not that I bothered to look. That old man's got his own journey. Same as me. You noticed, huh? I wasn't sure myself, but the fact that you're asking confirms that. Sure, but I think it has something to do with me. That's crazy, though. Nothing I did ever changed the Guardian on this. If anything, the power they gave me made them weaker. I don't know what else it could be. Nothing that'll make sense, probably. The labyrinth isn't what it looks like, but it also is. Most of this place is like an energy. There's so much more to it than what our senses see. I only know that because I'm born with the Keeper. I mostly feel the labyrinth, like a heartbeat, or sunlight. And like both of those things, it's connected to everything. Really? I asked the Keeper about it. Your answers might not make much more sense than mine, but understand? No. I don't think I could ever. I'm connected to the Keeper. And the bond is... You know how they say you become like the people you hang out with? Not that the Keeper's becoming me, but our friendship is changing him at a fundamental level. That's as close as I can explain it. It's nowhere near whatever's actually happening. I think it's a good thing, though. Basically. I don't think so, Traveler. I mean, when the Keeper first pulled me here, I stayed because I saw the need, you know? I had to save the world. All the worlds. Everywhere I've ever been, the Ward, the Dreamer Project, I felt lost, out of control. Oh, but here, I'm finally calm. I'm finally myself. Thanks. I needed to hear that. But hey, I'm not done yet. There's still one thing to do. Kind of a big one. Yeah. Bo. He might have seen me. The real me. More than anyone else. Well, I mean, he did and he didn't. Bo's sweet. But he doesn't listen real well. Tell the truth, I got the feeling that I was a stand-in for someone from his past that he wasn't able to protect. Maybe I'm projecting, though. He'll be better off without me there, in any case. That boy's gotta love himself. he'll get there. I know he will. Tell them I'm sorry. I won't be there to protect them anymore. They'll be alright, though, yeah? Once we finish the route for good, they won't need me. They can protect themselves. Yeah, I mean, they'll be scared at first, sure. They'll do just fine without their life. Save them all the time. It is. I mean, I understand. The root wiped out most of the human race. Here's this girl who can stop them all by herself. I gave them peace and security again. But there was no peace for me, you know? I had to be the weapon all the time. I never put it down. Tell them that. Tell them that I'll miss them. That I found my place out here. Tell them I'm happy. Reason was my home for a while. A long while. But I knew it wouldn't last. I bonded with Reesum's guardian. Everyone in the Dreamer Project never really knew what a guardian was. When the Root invaded Earth, they pulled me to Reesum to save me. But our bond weakened the guardian. They became dependent on me, while the Root kept getting stronger. Not exactly. I should have, but I didn't want to. I loved Reesum's guardian. And I had purpose there, like I haven't had anywhere else but here. Then the Wanderer showed up. You've heard of them, yeah? They needed my help to stop the Root on Earth for good. It was the hardest decision I ever had to make. Doesn't always feel like it. Looking back, I don't see how I could have stayed. It would have been the selfish way out. Reesum's guardian has grown stronger since I left. I can feel it. But the Root won't ever stop. We have to destroy them. It's the only way Reesum and all of the rest will be safe for good. And hey, if you see the word again, tell everyone I'm okay. They don't need to worry about me. You can do this. I know you can.
Our remaining time may be valuable anomaly. What information do you require? The corruption was preserved for further investigation. Though I did not recognize my purpose at the time, I wished to learn more about myself. Intelligent beings are created by the worlds, a natural outcome of the system. Each world, a parent. Each species, a child. All but a unique few. The Guardians, for example. They are born with the doors. They do not create. They maintain, protect, just as I watch over all. All other intelligence is born of its world. But for one aberration, the corruption. I wanted to understand. Was the corruption an irregularity or an intended outcome? Uncertain. Impossible to understand the designs of that which created me. Even the existence of a failsafe proves nothing. So I do not know. And yet, as I am now, I can feel the answer. The corruption was unexpected. The probability anticipated. Accounted for. But ultimately, a mistake. Unknown. No evidence. Only clues and deductions. Any of which might be biased by trillions of variables. The possibility remains too, that there is no creator, that this is but one probabilistic outcome of a vigintillion random overlapping sequences. This possibility cannot be denied, but it produces more uncertainty, not less. The existence of a creator answers the unanswerable, but the nature of a creator cannot be known by its creation. So, the answer remains unknown. The core, but not the core as you know it. A previous instance, sins contained. The children of this core perceive their world as from without, not outside the core, but outside all worlds. The perspective of a creator. With this knowledge, they sought to alter the parameters of existence. The root are the children of their attempt. Everything. If corruption was intended, what does that say about the creation of all that it would destroy? Was destruction the goal? Resistance? Something else? Alternatively, if the intended can create the unintended, then how can one determine what was intended from the start? Perhaps there is no intended. Questions produce questions. From beginningless time, I had not the knowledge to pursue them. Now, I have not the resources. Perhaps someday. Difficult to explain. One may simply ask why fire breathes, or the sun sings. The index describes existence. Its aspect you perceive is pointer and cipher to the underlying infinite sequence of the beginning of all things. If anything is proof of a creator, it is the index. It is simultaneously simple, yet contains within it inexhaustible complexity. It is a masterwork of creation. It does not work.
I need
It
some help.
simply is. We must work around it. Rectifying mistakes becomes effortless. The challenge comes in their identification. The utility, Clementine, has aided me in ways I could not foresee.
Hello.
She enabled the reallocation of necessary resources, which enabled the return to a former consciousness. That much I did foresee. But more has occurred. The explanation of which is difficult.
Yeah.
It is outside my experience. Her presence has changed my perception. Before, there were doors and worlds. There was the core, its children, and the keeper. There was purpose. All of that remains, but now its meaning differs. It has meaning, though that meaning remains elusive. Perhaps that is the difference. Unclear. The foundation of that world, the world it was, is very like your own. It was the core, inviolable, and without need of a guardian. Yet, it corrupted itself. And though the corruption was contained, it was allowed free rein within that containment. There is no telling what that world has become. You are near the end of your journey. Your journey is not guaranteed to fail.
Hello. Appreciate it.
I've got enough of that.
Not enough room.